Welcome back everybody, Matty here, and today I have somewhat of a special video. I'm doing a Q&A that I posted up on my Instagram page, but I also have this package here that I received a couple of days ago, and I was going to open it. I know what it is, but I really thought that it would only be right to open it and share it with you guys because you're the reason I have this in the first place. So I figure we'll do a quick unboxing and then we'll get right into the questions. Here we go. This is my first time seeing this. Again, I know what it is, but I'm unbelievably excited for it. So inside there is a note right here. So I'll read it to you guys. 100,000 subscribers. That's more than double the size of a packed Roman Colosseum and more than 10 times the number of people who set the human domino world record. We understand the dedication and talent it takes to reach 100,000 YouTube viewers. We want you to know that we don't take your achievement for granted. You deliver the audience, now we're delivering the rewards. To commemorate your milestone of 100,000 YouTube subscribers, please accept with our congratulations this silver play button. We know you'll continue to create amazing content and bring in more fans, so we'll keep looking for new ways to reward you. Thanks for being awesome. And this was sent from the VP Global Head of Content Operations at YouTube. So this is really damn cool, and obviously it's thanks to all of you guys who have been here supporting the channel, so wow. Brittany's behind the camera, so that is incredible.
Wow.
And I really never thought this day would come. This is so insane. So it comes, I'll show you guys a closer look after, but it's got the YouTube logo. Congratulations for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. It's got the name on here, and you know, we're almost at 120,000 now, and every single one of you, you're the reason this is here, you're the reason the channel's here. It's been 4 or 5 years in the works, but never gonna stop doing this, and we're just gonna keep creating content. So thank you guys for the content support. This seriously means the world to me, so thank you guys. But let's get into your questions. Alright, so now let's get into the questions. We have Brittany right there behind the camera. She's going to read them. I'll give you the answers. First one.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have 2 older brothers, Mike and Jay.
What's your favorite hobby besides working out and nutrition?
I would have to say I really enjoy cinematography, editing, photography. I'm not very good at it. I'm still trying to learn, but I really enjoy editing the YouTube videos. And the hardest part for me is actually filming them, because Brittany's a little intimidated by DSLR cameras and different lenses that go on the camera. So a lot of the times I'll try and set up the shot myself and then I'll edit. So the filming part's hard for me, but I enjoy it. But the editing part is where I have most fun.
What types of girls do you like, and what do you appreciate mostly in your fiance? Pressure's on.
Alright, so obviously I'm engaged now, getting married in 3 months. But what I looked for in someone when I found Brittany was someone who was really, most importantly at first, is someone who's supportive of what you're doing. So obviously you have to be physically attracted to the person, otherwise how long is that going to last? So it's not just about finding the hottest girl out there, it's finding someone that you find attractive. And once you find that physical attraction, that's when you start to talk and everything. So that's kind of how it worked with us. We began talking. She knew what I was doing with the YouTube channel because, well, I didn't really care. I would film in class, I would film in classrooms at school, and we had some classes together. So eventually, over time, when we started talking, she asked what it was that I was doing, because why is this kid sitting here filming himself? So it came down to me explaining everything to her with the YouTube channel, with the coaching, and she supported it 100%. She actually thought it was pretty cool, and now she's standing behind the camera reading me questions, still here on this YouTube channel. So over the years, it developed, and she was always there every step of the way, and that's one of the things I look for. You want someone who's loyal to you, you want someone who's supportive of what you're doing, someone who you can openly communicate with. So that's extremely important, to be able to talk to one another, not hold anything back, someone who you can laugh with, cry with, I just admit that, and just someone who's there with you every step of the way. You know, it's not just about going to a bar and finding the hot girl. You have to find someone who you can truly connect with, and that's why I'm getting married in 3 months.
Which place on earth do you really want to visit before you get old?
I feel like I'm old already. I'm going to be 28 in November, but I would love to go back to Italy. So I always want to go to like a tropical resort, but we're having our honeymoon in Barbados, so I'm excited for that. but I have to say I want to go back to Italy. I went back in 2005 with my school, but I would love to go back and take my entire family there, since my grandfather was from there, who I never met, but that's my dad's father, and he would love to go back and see where they came from and look at that whole area. So that's where I want to go. I want to take my family back to Italy and just spend, a week and a half, 2 weeks really exploring and enjoying and thinking about all the memories and creating new ones.
What's your favorite meal to cook regardless of macros?
Ice cream? Now, I actually, believe it or not, Brittany and I both enjoy cooking a lot, but I personally enjoy making appetizer type food. So I love Sunday dinner, the pasta. I'm Italian, my family's Italian, but I'm a big fan of, sometimes I'll have like a New Year's Eve party, Christmas Eve, and I like to make all the little stuff before the main course. So whatever that may be, it might be flatbread pizzas or hummus or buffalo chicken dip and all that kind of stuff I really enjoy. Truffle fries. What else do you make? All that stuff. Stuffed mushrooms. But absolutely love cooking, so we gotta do more cooking videos.
We do. Okay, what was a mistake you made that a lot of people probably make starting out, and how did you fix it?
Alright, so I'm not sure if that question was fitness related, business related. I'm assuming fitness related. So I would say one of the biggest mistakes I made is not taking time to educate myself and thinking I knew everything. So I spent a lot of time reading certain, bodybuilding websites and reading through different magazines, believing every single thing that I read or heard. And I think that was the biggest issue, is that I would just listen, take what I learned, and apply it in the gym, which wasn't always right. So I think the most important thing is doing a little bit of research for yourself, educating yourself before going out and just believing the things that you hear. So that's probably the biggest thing. Again, I'm not sure which direction that question was headed, but hopefully that kind of answered it for you.
How did you get started with online coaching, and what were you doing previously?
Online coaching really got started from the YouTube channel. So I was always a personal trainer in local gyms. I got the hands-on experience. It was something that I really enjoyed doing. But I knew that online coaching would be better with scheduling. I could reach more people and go worldwide. So ever since I started the YouTube channel, people always asked me questions, left comments, and I did my best, and to this day I still do my best to answer every single comment and email that I get in regards to training and nutrition. So I gave out all of that information, and there was a bigger demand to actually have me as a coach. So I can only answer so many emails and questions in so much depth that the one-on-one coaching thing just seemed valuable to me. So I worked with some friends and family, they got results. I decided if people want it, if there's a demand for my coaching, I'll try it out. So I started it up, and here we are today. It's what I do full time, and I absolutely love it.
Are you a football fan?
I am a football fan, unfortunately a Jets fan, but yes, I am a football fan.
Favorite video game of all time?
Really? That's not even answerable. I actually don't own an Xbox, I don't own a PS3 or anything like that. I have a Nintendo Wii, but still from time to time I bust out my Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo. But I might, GoldenEye or Mario Kart, I would have to say, is such a classic. It's always fun when you got friends around throwing a little Mario Kart tournament, so those are classics. But I like older systems. I still like regular Nintendo, and I don't know, I'm not a big video game person, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
Favorite cereal?
Come on, you guys ask me these questions. Reese's Puffs, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm a big fan, believe it or not, I'm a huge fan of granola type cereals, so really crunchy cereals. Granola itself, I guess that's considered a cereal, right? But Reese's Puffs are good. That's a hard question.
It is. What group were you in high school?
What group was I in? I was kind of all over the place. I wouldn't say I was like a nerd, but I really did care about my grades up until senior year, where I kind of goofed around a bit. But I always made sure I was on the honor roll, so education was important to me, but I was also played sports, and I was also the class clown, I guess you could say. I was the kid who sometimes honestly got kicked out of class for making too many jokes or never knowing when to shut his mouth. But the teachers actually laughed sometimes, so I kind of got off easy. They would kick me out of class because that's what they had to do, and then I'd come back a few minutes later. So I was kind of in all the groups. I made sure to get along with everyone. That's kind of who I was.
Where would you like to live other than where you do now, and what is your dream car?
Where would I like to live? I absolutely love New York. I've always lived here my whole life. I guess I've never experienced living anywhere else, so that's kind of hard for me to say. California seems beautiful. The weather's nice all the time from what I hear, so it really comes down to what the plans are for Brittany and I in the next couple of years, getting married in a few months, and we'll see. If we can make it happen and stay in New York, that would be great. Maybe California, but you guys will always know because we take you along pretty much day to day on what we're doing and where we're going. So, not too sure, but my favorite car, we gotta be realistic, right? Because I don't have like $1 billion to buy a Bugatti or anything, but I've always loved Lambos ever since I was younger. I love Bentleys. I want a G-Wagon. She wants a G-Wagon.
I'm getting a G-Wagon.
Getting a G-Wagon. Beamers, Benzes, Bentleys. I don't know. I've never really thought about what my favorite car is.
Here's another car question. Any tips on buying a first car?
Yeah, don't do it. Unless you can afford 2 of them, don't buy one. And that's kind of the rule of thumb. Now, unless you're, financially secure and that's really not a big deal for you, but really a car is not a great investment unless you're buying like a classic car that's going to be worth a ton of money down the road, but it's really not a smart investment. I would rather tell someone to save money and buy a house or buy real estate or invest that type of money rather than buying a car. But if you really do have that much money, buy a car, but I just don't recommend it.
Do you drink on a night out? Best regards from Austria.
Austria. Do I drink on a night out? Yes, in moderation. And I would never sit here and tell you that I don't drink and alcohol will kill you. I'm not that kind of person who tries to portray a false message that I'm perfect and I don't get drunk or anything like that. I'm normal, I'm human. I like to go out and have a good time with my friends and family, but I understand moderation. I control myself when I go out. A couple of beers here, a couple of glasses of wine when I go out to dinner with Brittany, and that's kind of how I do it. So it's not very often. I'm not a fan of getting drunk and waking up with hangovers and then trying to go to the gym. It doesn't really work out too well, but yes, I do go out, I do have a good time, I have a couple of drinks, and I am of age. So if you're under 21, don't do it.
How good are you at skateboarding? Rumor in college was that you were pretty good.
Alright, so I know that question is from my buddy Zach. When I went to Cortland, we thought it would be funny to skateboard down the hallways by the dorm rooms, and I, not a very good skateboarder, tried to do, I believe it was an ollie, and skateboard came out from under me, and I knocked into the fire alarm that was posted on the wall, and the alarm went off in the whole dorm room, and they had to get people to come shut it off. So, needless to say, not the best skater.
Were you ever a procrastinator, and if so, did you ever conquer it?
Yes, I have been before, and still to this day, it's something that I'm working on. I think we all get caught up in trying to do too many things at once, and we end up sometimes not doing anything. So it's really important to me. I'm an organizational freak, so I like to have to-do lists. I like to have my calendar updated on my phone, which syncs to my iPad and my computer. I like to be on top of everything, but there are times where I'm like, you know what, I'll do that in a few minutes. But the problem with procrastination is you oftentimes forget. So my biggest tip is, if you're making to-do lists, do it in order of priority. So do the most important things first and procrastinate the other stuff like watching a YouTube video or, I don't know, something that's not as important as something at the top of that list. So I think everyone is a procrastinator to some degree, but something that should be worked on, and I'm always trying to self-improve there.
What sports did you play in high school?
All my life I played soccer, which that kind of stopped by high school actually. Hockey I played in high school. Baseball I played my whole life when I was younger, but in high school itself, hockey was my sport. And then when I went off to college in Cortland, I played lacrosse. So that was pretty much it. And I also played flag football over the last couple of years, but that wasn't in high school, so that's not relevant to your question.
How do you handle someone telling you you can't do something that you want to do?
It's very simple. You just do it, and don't focus on what they tell you you can and cannot do, because if your mission is to prove someone else wrong, you're not worried about yourself. So you hear me say it all the time, compare you to yourself, become a better version of yourself. Forget about what everyone else thinks, because they have an insecurity when they're trying to bring you down and be negative towards you, and they want you to feed into them. But block them out and just focus on what you want to do. That's all that really matters.
Last one, ready?
Last one.
We'll do one more. Should you follow your passion if it means sacrificing your previous hard work and potential to settle for something far less financially and career secure?
Alright, so this is a question that I actually get very frequently from a lot of younger people who actually ask me, should I go to college or should I just pursue my dream of becoming a trainer or a coach? A lot of fitness related stuff, because obviously this is a fitness related channel. And I always tell people, do not quit what you're doing to start something else unless you have a plan, unless you have a business plan, goals, a vision board, something, steps to get you there. So without action steps, without a vision, without a goal in mind, don't just drop everything that you have because someone told you, go out there and turn your dream into a reality. I understand it. It's very enticing. We see the Instagram pictures all the time about building your empire and grinding every day to get what you want. But don't just quit and drop everything that you have right now to try and pursue something that you don't know which direction it's going to go in. Do both things at the same time. So if you're currently in school and you're thinking about starting your own business, start your business while you're in school. See how it goes, invest some time into it. And a perfect example is this YouTube channel. So would it be cool if I was a professional YouTuber and that's how I made all of my money and made a great living doing it? Absolutely. But when I was in college, I went full-time. I was going for my business degree, and it was a very heavy workload. But while I was in college, while I was studying for exams, I was still consistently putting out 3 to 4 YouTube videos per week. Education came first, but you guys were my support system, so I never stopped making videos. I could have just quit college and started doing YouTube videos full-time, but why would I do that? I can get an education and do this at the same time, so it's about finding a balance. And eventually, if it works out, perfect. And kudos to you, that's great, but do not drop everything that you currently have for something when you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So hopefully that answered your question. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I want to say thank you all for your questions. If you're not following me on social media, all the links are always in the description box below, so make sure to do so. If you want to see more Q&As like this, kind of laid back, fitness related or not fitness related, you got to do me a favor, click that thumbs up button. I appreciate it as always. And one more time, I just want to say thank you so much, because this is here because of all of you. So thank you guys very much. We'll talk to you all in the next video.
So if you made it to the end of this video, I want to say thank you one more time. Unboxing this play button and sharing that experience with you guys means the world to me, and I promise to never stop delivering the best content possible. And it may be many years down the road, but I look forward to the day where we can unbox that gold button together when we hit 1 million subscribers. But in the meantime, I'll do everything I can to make this channel enjoyable, entertaining, informative, and fun for everyone to be a part of. So thanks again, guys, and we will talk to you all in the next video.